If you see this formula, which letter you think say be the subject of the formula? For today's lesson, you go learn wetin subject of a formula mean, and more importantly, you will also learn how to change it. So let's begin. Let's look at this formula once again. Which letter is standing alone by itself? Letter Y, abi? Correct. That means Y is the subject of this formula because now only Y stand alone on one side of the equation. But what if you were asked to make X the subject of the formula? That one go hard, abi? But don't worry, we go do them together step by step. But before we do that, you need to know one very important rule. I dey call am the golden rule. You already know that every equation has two sides. We have the left hand side and the right hand side. So we dey use LHS for left hand side, RHS for right hand side. And because na equation, both sides must always remain equal. So wetin be the golden rule? The golden rule is that whatever you do to one side, you must do the same thing to the other side. If you can remember only this one rule, we don almost conquer this topic be that. Oya, make we use the golden rule solve some examples. As we dey do am, you go see say to change the subject of a formula is not as difficult as many students think. This is example 1. Make B the subject of the formula A equals B plus Y. The formula na A equal to B plus Y. Right now, A is the subject of the formula, but we want to make B the subject. Before you do anything, ask yourself, what is happening to B? Y is added to B. That is why we see B plus Y. Since Y is added to B, what should we do to remove it? We reverse the operation. Since this is addition, we reverse the operation by subtracting Y from both sides. Remember the rule? Whatever you do to one side, you must do the same thing to the other side. So we subtract Y from both sides. That means we get A minus Y equal to B plus Y minus Y. When we subtract Y from both sides, on the right hand side, Y will cancel out. So what do we have left? We have A minus Y equals to B. Therefore, B is equal to A minus Y. Now that B is standing alone, we have successfully made B the subject of the formula. Alright, let us consider another example. Example 2 says, make N the subject of the equation M equals N minus P. So let's go straight to the solution. The equation once again is M equals N minus P. So before you do anything, ask yourself, what is happening to N? P is being subtracted from N. Since P is being subtracted from N, we are going to reverse the operation. And to reverse it, we are going to add P to both sides of the equation. So we go say add P to both sides. That is M plus P will be equal to N minus P plus P. Just as in the previous example, minus P plus P will cancel out. This means we now have M plus p is equal to n. N is now standing alone. So we can say, therefore, n is equal to n plus p. Now the final answer be this, because n don't become the subject of the formula. Let's move on to example 3. Make q the subject of this formula. So without wasting time, let's say p is equal to qr. Always remember that before you do anything, pause and ask yourself, what is happening to q? What operation combines q and r? Whenever you see a, b, it means a times b. Whenever you see mn, it means m times n. And whenever you see xy, it means x times y. So qr means the operation here is multiplication. It means q times r. So make q the subject, we reverse the operation. And how do we reverse multiplication? Now with division. So we say divide both sides by r. That is, p divided by r is equal to qr divided by r. Since we are dividing, r will cancel out on the right hand side. And what is left will be p over r q. And that is the answer. You can just write it this way to say q is equals to p over r. If you are enjoying this lesson, subscribe to this channel for more simplified lessons like this. This time, the formula is v equals to x over y. And our job now to make x the subject of the formula. So before you do anything, ask yourself, what is happening to x? What operation do we have here? Now division. Since the operation is division, we reverse it. And how do we reverse division? It is by multiplication. So we say multiply both sides by y. That means v times y equals to x over y times y. When we do that, y will cancel out on the right hand side. So what do we have left? We have v times y equals to x. V times y is vy equals to x. And that is the answer. Or you could rewrite it this way by bringing x this way. X is equals to vy. Now, before we go, let's consider one more example. Now, we are looking at the question we started with. Y equals to mx plus c. Our job here is to make x the subject of the equation. So we ask ourselves, before we do anything, what is happening on this right hand side of the equation? There are two operations there. We have multiplication here and we have addition here. So in a situation like this, the first operation to reverse is addition or subtraction. Since we have addition here, we reverse it first. How do we do that? By subtracting. So we say subtract c from both sides. That means we will have y minus c equals to mx plus c minus c. Next, c will cancel out on the right hand side. So we have y minus c is equals to mx. X is not yet standing alone. So we will still reverse this operation. Remember, now multiplication dey here. And to reverse them, we go divide. So we say divide both sides by m. To do that, we go get y minus c divided by m on this side and mx divided by m on this side. On the right hand side, m will cancel out, leaving us with y minus c over m equals to x. At this point, x is already the subject of the equation, so you may decide to leave it at this. Now, your task: make A the subject of this formula. V equals to U plus AT. Drop your answer in the comments. I will verify am and I will reply you. See you in the next lesson where we are going to tackle real WAEC questions. I am Engineer Matt.